One of the biggest lies that are told to people. Okay, if you guys don't know, I grew up in church, right? But when I went through a lot of church hurt and I went through a lot of rejection, especially when I literally almost lost my life in 2016, nobody was helping me, and my relationship with God was always still there. I was always praying, I was always fasting and everything like that, but I couldn't believe all the rejection I was receiving from the church, and how even a pastor in a church was inappropriate with me. I couldn't believe the things that I was seeing in the house that was supposed to be the house of God in the church, to the point where I didn't think that there was anything wrong with using oracle cards and all that. So because I saw so much corruption, I'm like, okay, why are people making a big fuss over these cardboard papers when this is what's going on in the church? That was my mentality when I completely just said I'm done with the church, right? And I remember I got into New Age, and it was more so for healing. It wasn't because I was a witch and doing stuff on people. No, it was more so because I knew I had gifts. I've always had my gifts, but I had no idea how to operate through my gifts. And I didn't know oh my gosh, God, I'm having dreams, I'm having visions, and the church is not helping me. I'm being attacked and no one's helping me. And literally when I would use the oracle cards, I found comfort in that, because it was giving me messages oh, you're okay. It was motivational, encouraging kind of messages, right? So it led me more further into New Age, because then I started getting interested in the astrology and all of that stuff, which is wrong. You see what I'm saying? It's very wrong. Astronomy is not the same as astrology. Astronomy is more scientific research of the stars, the moon, and everything like that, which is God's creation, which is beautiful, but we're not supposed to be worshiping it. That is astrology. Astrology is when you're worshiping it. So when I was in New Age for the 2.5 years I was in there, one of the biggest lies they would tell people is, oh, if you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're sick, or you have flu-like symptoms, or you have headaches and nausea, this is called Ascension Symptoms. And they used to tell this lie so much, to the point where people believed it. Even I believed it. So there was times at night where I was under heavy attack, and I'm like, oh, these are just Ascension Symptoms. This is the type of lies that they're telling people. Those were not no Ascension Symptoms. Those were witchcraft attacks. Those were attacks from demons. Those were attacks from people. Those were attacks because of voodoo or whatever was being done to you. But the thing about it, what people don't understand, is that prayer is so powerful. Prayer is so powerful. Anyone that prays to God, that prayer is going to be powerful. But if you are truly a prophet, or you are truly an anointed, you are one of God's people, one of God's chosen, and you pray, your powers will move mountains. Your prayers will make a difference. You see what I'm saying? Your prayers will make a difference. Your prayers will shake things up. You see what I mean? So they will tell people this, so people think that them feeling these symptoms are normal. So because if you think these symptoms are normal, you're going to go about your day and you're going to receive these symptoms. You're going to receive it. See, when you think something is normal, you'll take it and receive it. Okay? Similar to if a doctor says, oh, or dentist says, after you get your teeth cleaned, your gums are going to be sensitive, and you know what I mean? There may be a little bit of bleeding, and because you think that's normal, you see it, you don't think anything of it. You don't have to take any extra precautions or any extra steps, because in your mind you think it's normal because the dentist told you it's normal, right? So it's the same thing with the whole ascension thing. They will sit there and say, oh, that's Ascension Symptoms, when you have headaches and nausea, flu-like symptoms, and you have body shakes and sweat. That's Ascension Symptoms. That is not no ascension. That's a spiritual warfare. That means you're under attack. And the reason why they will tell people these lies is because they don't want you praying against it. If you pray against these symptoms, you're going to realize that these are attacks and they're not normal. It's an indication that something is being done to you. You see what I mean? So there was times where I was under heavy attack, and I would sit there and take these attacks and not pray against it because I thought it was normal. And then when the Holy Spirit started speaking to me more and started opening my eyes more, this was more like when I was closer to leaving New Age, and God was calling me, right? And telling me, hey, you need to come back home, that kind of thing, right? So when he was doing all that, he started to reveal to me more and more and more. And then he showed me in the spirit that these attacks are really attacks, and they're not no Ascension Symptoms, whatever they're saying it is. And the amount of people that would not rebuke, the amount of people that would not pray against these things because they think it's supposed to happen. They think it's normal. You see what I mean? Like, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, I wanted to share that with you guys. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.